You're probably not managing your taxes and money in the best way, and you might not even realize it. Many people haven't been shown the strategies that the wealthy have been using for years to maintain their wealth. Today, I'm going to introduce you to 15 tools that millionaires and billionaires use on a daily basis. Tools that most folks have never even heard of. I understand you work hard and do your best to save. Maybe you even have a retirement account and feel like you're on the right track. But the reality, you're stuck using simple banking apps and counting every penny. Wealthy individuals are leveraging entirely different tools that make their money work much harder for them. These strategies aren't about quick riches or investment plans. They're real, actionable tools that you can start using right now, and some of them won't cost you a dime. The core issue isn't that you're not earning enough. It's that you're playing a different game from wealthy people. You're relying on consumer-level tools while they're utilizing tools for business growth and wealth building. You're thinking like an employee while they're strategizing like owners. And the surprising thing, many of these tools are available to everyone, but you don't hear about them too often because there's no profit in teaching everyday people how to adopt a rich mindset. Let's consider an example. When you want to make a big purchase, what do? You might save up for it over several months, right? That's what many people do. But when wealthy want to buy something expensive, they don't save up in the same way. Instead, they borrow against their assets at incredibly low interest rates, sometimes as little as 1 or 2%, keeping their cash invested where it can earn returns of 7, 10, or even 15%. They're actually profiting from borrowing money. That's just one way in which their mindset and operations differ. Today, I'm excited to share 15 specific tools they use. And by the end of this, you'll grasp why the rich seem to keep getting richer while the rest of us often feel stuck. Tool number 1, private banking. Forget about your regular bank branch. The wealthy don't bank where you do. They take advantage of private banking services that most people aren't even aware of. These aren't just regular accounts with high minimum balances. Private banks offer options like portfolio financing, which allows individuals to borrow against their investment portfolio at rates as low as 1.5%. They also provide services like currency hedging, free international wire transfers, and dedicated financial managers who understand your entire financial situation. While the minimum for private banking used to be millions, some banks now offer it for as little as $250,000 in assets. Once you have access, you can utilize their lending services to acquire assets without touch your investments. That's how wealthy people buy real estate or businesses without ever cashing out their investments. Tool number 2, family office software. You might not be familiar with family office software, but it's what ultra-rich families use to oversee everything financially. Think of it as a central hub for their financial lives. These platforms allow them to track all their assets, debts, investments, insurance policies, estate planning documents, and more, all in one spot. The interesting part? You don't need to be extremely wealthy to use simpler versions of these tools. Platforms like Kabura, Personal Capital, and even sophisticated spreadsheets can provide a comprehensive overview of your finances similar to what wealthy families enjoy. Most people just track their money in their heads or with basic budgeting app, while wealthy individuals have real-time dashboards detailing exactly where their money is at any moment. Tool number 3, asset-based lending platforms. Here's where it gets intriguing. While many go to banks seeking personal loans that carry high interest rates, wealthy individuals resort to asset-based lending platforms, allowing them to borrow against stocks, real estate, or other investments at much more favorable rates. Companies like Interactive Brokers, Charles Schwab, and Fidelity offer portfolio margin accounts for borrowing against investments, often at lower rates than what you'd find for a mortgage. Wealthy people tap into these resources to access cash without having to sell off investments and facing tax implications. They can plunge into further real estate investments that appreciate, providing them additional assets to leverage. It's a cycle of wealth accumulation. Tool number 4, tax loss harvesting software. Here's something that might surprise you. While you might be paying taxes on all your investment gains, wealthy investors utilize tax loss harvesting to minimize their tax burden. This strategy involves automatically selling off losing investments to offset the gains from successful ones. Platforms like Wealthfront, Betterment, and various brokerage features do this automatically, but wealthy individuals take it a step further. They employ advanced software to coordinate these tax strategies across multiple accounts and family members. Some affluent investors manage to pay no taxes despite substantial investment gains, thanks to their savvy loss harvesting skills. Tool number 5, backdoor Roth IRA conversions. Many believe they can't contribute to a Roth IRA due to high income levels. However, wealthy people know all about backdoor conversions. They first invest in traditional IRA without claiming a tax deduction, then quickly convert it to a Roth IRA. This tactic opens the door to tax-free growth for high earners. But that's not all. They also employ mega backdoor Roth conversions through their 401k plans, allowing them to funnel much more money into Roth accounts than standard limits permit. Some can place as much as $40,000, $50,000, or even $60,000 into these accounts each year and enjoy tax-free growth indefinitely. Tool number 6, donor-advised funds. This is a clever strategy. Wealthy individuals utilize donor-advised funds to achieve immediate tax deductions while having the flexibility to control their charitable giving timeline. They contribute appreciated stock to the fund, receive a full tax deduction based on current value, and avoid capital gains taxes on that appreciation. Then actively decide which charities to support down the line. The added benefit? The contributions in the donor-advised fund can continue to be invested and grow, while the donor decides where to direct their charitable funds. With companies like Fidelity or Vanguard, you can set up a donor-advised fund for as little as $5,000. Tool number 7, business credit lines. While most people rely on personal credit cards that come with steep interest rates, wealthy folks create business credit lines. Even if they aren't traditional business owners, they might have an LLC for real estate, a consulting venture, or even a side hustle, and use that to tap into better credit terms than those offered on personal cards. Business credit lines often carry lower interest rates, higher borrowing limits, and as long as they're paid on time, they won't impact personal credit scores. Wealthy individuals use these lines for everything, from acquiring investment properties to financing business endeavors, all while building business credit separate from their personal score. Tool number 8, life insurance as an investment vehicle. This might be the most misunderstood tool on the list. Many think life insurance is solely about death benefits, but a wealthy utilize whole life or universal life insurance as tax-advantaged investment accounts. They contribute significantly more than what's necessary for the death benefit, allowing that excess to grow tax-free. They can also borrow against this cash value at low interest rates, and these loans remain tax-free. Some affluent individuals possess millions in life insurance policies, effectively using them as personal banks. They borrow from these policies to finance real estate, businesses, or other ventures, while the cash value continues growing tax-free simultaneously. Tool number 9, exchanges for real estate. If you sell real estate for a profit, you're usually subjected to capital gains taxes, right? Not for wealthy real estate investors who employ 1031 exchanges. They can sell properties and buy new ones without incurring capital gains taxes. This mechanism allows them to gradually upgrade from smaller to larger properties over the years, building significant portfolios while deferring taxes indefinitely. The catch is they must identify replacement properties within 45 days and complete the purchase within 180 days, ensuring the new property is of equal or greater value. However, many wealthy investors work with qualified intermediaries to manage the paperwork and ensure compliance meticulously. Some have managed to build large commercial real estate empires using just exchanges. Tool number 10, captive insurance companies. While this may sound complex, it's actually quite straightforward. Large corporations frequently create their own insurance companies to handle their business risks rather than paying premiums to external companies. Wealthy individuals can implement this model too, ensuring their own unique risks, whether it's for professional liability, property insurance, or other personal concerns. The benefits are remarkable. When you pay premiums to your own captive insurance company, these expenses can be deducted from your business taxes. The funds then remain within the captive insurance entity and can be invested. If your claims turn out to be lower than anticipated, you get to keep the profits. Essentially, it's like setting up your own insurance company and being your own top client. Tool number 11, Qualified Small Business Stock, means QSBS. This tax perk has a potential to save you millions of dollars, yet remains largely unknown. If you invest in QSBS and hold on to it for 5 years, you can exclude up to $10 million in gains from federal taxes when you sell. This isn't just a deduction, it's a full exclusion. Wealthy angel investors and venture capitalists often structure their investments to qualify for QSBS benefits whenever they can. They typically invest in startups through C corporations, ensure that these companies meet the criteria, and then hold on for 5 years. When successful companies sell, these investors can reap millions in profits without any tax liabilities. Tool number 12, Conservation Easements. This is a highly aggressive tax strategy often exploited by wealthy individuals, and it's entirely legal when correctly executed. They purchase land, have it appraised for its development potential, and then donate a conservation easement that restricts any development to a qualified charity. The resulting tax deduction can vastly exceed what they initially paid for the land. While the IRS has tightened regulations around problematic conservation easement transactions, legitimate ones still offer significant tax advantages. Wealthy taxpayers may sometimes secure deductions of 3, 4, or even 5 times their initial investment, while still retaining ownership of the land for farming, ranching, or other conservation-friendly purposes. Tool number 13, Opportunity Zone Investments. This initiative aims to boost investment in low-income areas, but affluent investors have found a way to leverage it for substantial tax breaks. If you reap capital gains from selling stocks, real estate, or businesses, you can invest those gains into qualified Opportunity Zone funds and postpone tax payments on those original gains. Here's the incredible part. If you maintain an investment in the Opportunity Zone for 10 years, you'll never owe taxes on any gains from that investment. This means you defer taxes on your original gains and completely eliminate taxes on the new profits. Many wealthy investors are channeling tens of millions into Opportunity Zone projects. Tool number 14, Private Placement Life Insurance, PPLI. Think of this as life insurance supercharged. With private placement life insurance, affluent individuals can invest millions in nearly any type of investment within a life insurance framework. These investments grow tax-free, and they can borrow against a cash value without incurring taxes. Plus, the death benefit is passed on to heirs tax-free. Typically, the minimum investment is around $2 million. But for the wealthy, it serves as a private investment account where they don't pay taxes on gains, avoid tax on loans, and steer clear of taxable events for their heirs. Tool number 15, Family Limited Partnerships. This is the ultimate strategy for transferring wealth. Wealthy families establish family limited partnerships where the senior generation contributes assets like real estate businesses or investments into the partnership, then gives partnership interest to younger family members. What's clever about this setup is that partnership interest can be valued at discounts of 20%, 30%, or even 40% compared to the actual assets because they represent minority interests with limited control. This allows wealthy parents to pass on millions in asset value to their children while utilizing a fraction of their gift tax exemptions. Here's what's crucial to understand. All these tools stem from a fundamental difference in how wealthy individuals perceive money compared to the average person. They don't see money as merely something to spend or save. They view it as a means to acquire assets, which in turn generate even more money without requiring labor. To truly build wealth, you must shift your mindset from that of a consumer to that of an investor. You need to stop relying on consumer tools and start implementing investor tools. Most importantly, you should transition from following employee-oriented advice to adopting strategies meant for wealth builders. The wealthy aren't inherently more intelligent than you, nor do they work harder or possess secrets that are unattainable. They simply utilize different tools and have an alternative approach to money. Now that you're aware of these tools, what will you do with this newfound knowledge? If this opened your eyes to the realities of how money functions, consider subscribing to learn more.